Yo, 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 Chef. What's up, buddy? How are you
Hello,
today?
hello. Good, buddy. Good. Was waiting for this live stream. How are you?
Nice. Very well. Got a bit of a mixed bag on the market the last few days. So it's been a real test of patience out there for I know for you and me personally, also for our community in general. So it's testing things out, but we're trying to be true to the data and letting the data drive our decisions, not letting our emotions drive our decisions, which is not always easy. The best of
Exactly,
times.
buddy. Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's
we
see how will be today.
Absolutely, man. We got a big show ahead of us later on today in about what do we got? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, about 6 hours from now. We've got the FOMC meeting minutes coming out. We're going to talk about that. Allegedly, half an hour after that, President Trump speaks. That's what's scheduled into Forex Factory calendar right here is President Trump speaking. You can see that right there where my cursor is. But, that time is transient because, he does whatever he wants when he wants. So we'll see what happens there. But the big one's the meeting minutes, right? It's an important one because the Fed, since Kevin Weiss has now moved in, things are done differently there, right? So we need to see what's going on with the meeting minutes. We're going to dive into that a little bit. Also, we got, like we said, a bit of a mixed bag with what's going on with the macro picture, what the charts look like. You're seeing some things with regards to the TradFi space, a few things that you want to highlight for community too. And then also, I'm going to touch on, this news that's been all over Twitter and social media about the NASDAQ extending their operating hours, etc. And I just want to talk a little bit about what sort of impact that can have on us and to sort of clear up, some of the stuff, because what I read all the time is I get these mixed pieces of information all the time. So I want to just kind of get that out there as well and show you sort of like what research we've talked about. How does that sound, bud?
Yep. Perfect, buddy. Perfect.
All right. So let's rock and roll. So as we mentioned, we've got FOMC meeting minutes coming up in about 4.5 hours. For me, it's at 2 a.m. my time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so I'm exactly 12 hours ahead. So it's 2 p.m. Eastern, so it's the middle of the day. 2:30 Eastern is supposed to be President Trump speaking. So we'll see what the meeting minutes have to say, what he's got to say. Now, the reason that we're actually also interested in that is because we go through, this is a little thing that we also shared on our social media channels as well, particularly our Instagram. We did a little bit of a carousel story on this on our Instagram, so check that out. It's at TM Mastery. But you can see here, the FOMC meeting minutes basically just give us a deeper look into the discussion behind the Fed's latest interest rate discussions that they're having, where the policymakers will disagree, what risks actually concern the Fed at the moment, how they officially are viewing inflation at the moment, employment at the moment, and what could actually influence, from their perspective, the next move in the rates. Now, forward guidance isn't always what it used to be because the Fed is giving the market less certainty about where the market policy goes next. Previously they used to put out those dot plots where they talk about who was voting for what and what gave you a bit of insight into probabilities about the next rate hike or the next rate cut. So instead of clearly signaling these future moves, the decisions are increasingly becoming more dependent upon the economic data, which means that, we've got to look harder for clues to see what might happen. And the markets also have to work harder for clues, right? So it's going to be more based purely on the numbers and not about future conjecture, I guess, if you want, there. So, without clearly mapped out path, traders will be looking through the minutes for any indications of where it may lead, right? So anything that's hawkish could mean higher interest rates, tighter policies for longer. So hawkish is basically, bearish or negative. Dovish is greater willingness to ease policy, which means a bit more of that bullish mindset or bullish sentiment, I should say. So 4 things that we're going to be watching in the minutes. We're going to be looking for inflation concerns. What are the risks in the labor market? And, this is always an interesting one, the divisions between the Fed officials, because that was always a talking point about how many officials voted for this, how many voted for that. They're not aligned this time. There's like a bit of disdain in the ranks, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to be looking, fourth item is the clues around the future rate decisions. So it's not just about what the Fed says. It's about whether it changes what the market's already priced in, right? And that's the important thing, is because often when we see this future information, the market prices it in. We see over here when we look at these things on Forex Factory, we look at incoming data, like you can see over here. If we look at Australia's employment changes, right? For example, they already put in what happened previously, what the forecast is, and that gets priced into the market. And then it only really changes if the actual changes. But in the meantime, in the lead up to this is already priced in. So that's one thing we're going to be looking for, is whether what actually happens is it affects what's priced into the market already. So, eagerly waiting to see what that does, how that's going to affect the market, things like that. So this week, mate, we have had a few little mixed signals on the market. Some people are talking about, I've seen it on Twitter as well. People are like, oh, the next alts are going to move. We're only days away from alts moving, blah, 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 blah. The Bitcoin bottoms in, all this sort of stuff like that. Whereas we're just trying to take a more objective look at things. And I'm going to give you guys a bit of a lay of the land now on where I see us at the moment. Now, obviously, I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong many times, but I'm using data on the basis of my decision. So we're looking at things here. Now, people are talking about ETF inflows, et cetera, et cetera. You have a look at this. This is from Farside Investors. They're one of the known sources for this. And you see the first week of August, absolutely, we had, for the first time in a long time, 5 days of inflows, right? Excellent. But then we went on through the next 4 days out of 5 to have outflows, right? So we almost completely erased what had happened the week before. And then now this week, we've had a couple of days of inflows again all of a sudden. So yes, for the month of August, we have had some inflows, correct. But it's certainly nothing to be euphoric about, and nothing to be, cheering and celebrating over, and that can be misleading, right? People sometimes look for these euphoric things to get a little bit carried away. Now, some of the other data that we've looked at, mate, and we've talked about this extensively within our own community, and this is a dashboard we use for ourselves to get a bit of a read on the market, and it's plugged into various data sources like crypto quant. But one of the big things that we're keeping an eye on here at the moment is that we're seeing over here on the bottom left this money flow area that I'm highlighting with my cursor. Now, people may not be able to read this, but essentially what it's telling us is that Bitcoin exchange balances have gone up 1% in the last 30 days. Now, that is a bearish metric. So what that's meaning is Bitcoin is being sent to exchanges. Now, what does that mean? That means they're getting ready to sell, right? They're in a staging area to get sold off because they get sent to exchanges to offload them. At the same time, we're getting USDT exchange balances becoming less. That's down 3.5% in 30 days. So that's telling us also that the USDT that they've had sitting on their exchanges is no longer on the exchanges, right? That's been taken away, and that's not been put into tokens. That's been taken away, right? It's been taken off exchanges. So guess what? That's another bearish sign that we're seeing. Now, what does it mean? It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. What it means is, and here's a graphical representation of it from Crypto Quant, which is the source for this data. This graph here, this is Bitcoin in white, Bitcoin price. You can see here, 64,680 over here. Let me make this a bit bigger. Oh yeah, there we go, that's a bit better. But what you can see over here, now the point of this is the blue line is the exchange whale ratio that I was talking about before. And you can see here that steadily since the 5th of June, you can see here that the whale balance on exchanges is slowly increasing, right? Pushing up as price is doing what? Essentially coming down, and now it's just kind of in this little sideways chop. But at the same time, this is still continuing to rise. Now, if you notice over the history of things, every time this level rises from a low, right? Rises from a low. Look what's happening at price at the same time. Price is dropping because that is the whales sending their tokens onto exchanges and offloading them, which is why the price is coming down. So we're still seeing that happen at the moment. Notice here the very high we had in October last year. The exchange whale balance was equally as low as it's been for a long time. And then all of a sudden that balance started to increase, and look what happened with price. It signified the top of the market. We started to sell off. So it's an important metric to keep an eye on. And at the moment it is increasing. And to give you an idea on the numbers, in the last 7 days, we're talking about 9,000 Bitcoins put onto exchanges. So you do the maths on that, That's a significant number, right? That's a significant number. It is getting less and less per day, that difference. However, it's still increasing. So we're going to watch for that metric to shift over, and that's going to give us a little bit more of an indication on things shifting in the market. So I'm not going to go and say that I'm completely bullish just because the ETFs have gone up for 2 days. I'm going to continue to look at this metric and proceed with a bit of caution. On the flip side of that, Bogdan, and we spoke about this in our London Open today and also in our New York Open earlier, this is the Bitcoin chart, right? Everyone's pretty happy with Bitcoin moving up here from the weekend, from this weekend boringness.
Can I interrupt you a little bit? Please look on your gold trade. Please look on your gold trade. Sorry, everybody, but
profit.
Exactly, buddy.
Exactly. Profit on. Look at that. Wow.
Exactly, buddy.
Look at that. I bought here. Look at that. You can see I bought here on the blue arrow, and it took profit on the red arrow.
Me too. I take profit on silver. I take profit on Russell 2000, on Dow Jones, on everything. I don't know what happened. Even Bitcoin, buddy, it's moving. Something happened in the market. Sorry to interrupt you, but I think
No, thank you for the interruption, sir. So anyway, we're talking about here. You know, we had a very, very boring weekend, very, very low volume. You can see here, and yet then we had on Monday this little push. Now, when we zoomed in to the 1 hour here, what we saw a bit of buy pressure. Right, when we zoomed into the 1 hour on Monday, I'll change this view here. You can see these beautiful candles here that were signified a real battle going on, right? These candles here, wicks to the downside. And what we saw some aggressive market buys happening here with our CVD rising. And we also saw open interest begin to rise, showing there was some intent in the buying. But then what happened was, as price did push from the intent in the buying, we actually started seeing what was actually taking over the market was shorts being closed. We saw stop losses getting hit on shorts as we started to work our way up. So these are just a series of short squeezes occurring in the market. And why do I say that? Right, is because open interest continued to drop right throughout that whole period. So what it meant was, for me personally, was that I didn't open any Bitcoin longs, because what we usually see when this sort of thing happens, and I'll go back out to the 4 hour, gives everyone a bit better view, is that when we see this occur, and you can see it quite clearly here, from this bottom, open interest is dipping. This is not new positions opening in the market. This is literally new old positions closing out in the market, right? And that is just sell shorts, right? Closing, which become long orders, which is why we get CVD rising. It's market buys hitting the market because shorts are closing, and we're getting this happen. So for me, we've let this go. But what's interesting here, mate, is that we're really, really keen on this 65,500 range right through here. I'm going to draw a horizontal ray through there, through this region here, because previously we'd hit this region a number of times and we've seen it get rejected. And the reason that that's really important to us is that there's a really big sell wall still sitting there. When we look at it across here on the order book on the right hand side, we go to 65.5, we can see here that in and around this level there's already a big stack of orders. You can see the big red line here jutting out where my cursor is. So
yeah,
the cool thing here is, if we continue to get some momentum here and this open interest does start to turn around and push upwards, or we get some aggression in the market and we pop above this level, If I go over here, oh, look at my Solana long. Wow. All right. If I go over there, here, and we push above this level, let me go back out to the 4 hour. We have, and we talked about this with the community here. This is from our live stream with the community earlier. If we get some big pushes up on this level here, big market buys at this level, and we break above this where we've had no less than 7 hits that got rejected because of that sell wall there. If we can get above that, we have a lot of open space here, bud. Right? A lot of open space. Let's go out to the 8 hour. You can see that here. All of this open space, lots of imbalanced candles there, fair value candles. There's probably, if you're such a person that trades vector candles, a lot of these are probably vectors looking at the size of the volume, right? If we can get a long out of that area, this could be a spectacular long up to that 73,000 mark. But for now, for me, I'm not touching this particular token because I'm just not seeing the open interest that I wanted to see. On altcoins, however, we've had a good time with a few things. Right, we've had a good time with a couple of tokens. Solana's a different story. Solana is starting to push now, and it's had some open interest on its side. But that's the lay of the land, mate, for me on Bitcoin. Big picture, not really still seeing it heading into exchanges, not really seeing the macro flow of money the way I want to see it yet. So that worries me that there's one more leg down. I don't think we're going to go down below 50K for other reasons, which I'll get into another day. But there could be one more step, and I say could be one more step down, but I'm just watching the wallets. And to be honest, I'm not really too fussed because I'm just going to trade whatever comes my way, to be honest. But I'm not going to go and do anything silly in the meantime because of what I'm seeing.
Yeah, buddy, exactly. We need to play caution, especially with in this type of the markets. So let's see. Also, buddy, I want to discuss something else because I don't know how many people they know what is going on in the world. Because let's say we it's a different type of discussion, related with commodities, because majority of the people and our viewers, they know only about they're talking about only crypto, and that's it. But I want to give our viewers now like a sneak peek what is going on also in our club. I shared a little bit more. I hope our members will not be pissed off. But guys, all the details for you. Remember that we're talking about the big picture. And to be honest, we discussed about this subject. I think last week, buddy, something like that, or 2 weeks ago, something like that. Anyway, let me share my screen, buddy, because guys, what you see here, this image, it's what we'll share with our community, and this is the type of information our community has access every day in the morning before London session. Not today because I have some technical problems, but I'm sorry for that delay. But let's see. The reason, because I told you, we're trading commodities, we're trading indices, and we're trading individual stocks, and of course crypto. And here, like you can see, this is the daily information for today, for example. So we're talking about all the commodities, and commodities are a little bit in small categories. So we have food related commodities, we have metals, and we have energy, which is oil basically. And like you can see here, we have all the detail. These are the big picture, and for our community also we discuss about and I give them a PDF format with all the details, what is going on and how you can take advantage about this market, every day, what is going on, what we need to expect in the near future, and of course on long term. But I don't want to cover this one, buddy. Look what I built today for today's show. Guys, I don't know if you know, but nobody's talking about fertilizers, and it's a problem. It's not a problem only for us because we are traders. It will, in my opinion, will affect food supply in the future. food chain, which is concerning a little bit. I'm not talking about now, because for the moment, all the countries in the world, they have reserves. Yeah, they have a buffer to play with this one. But because of what is going on in the world with the energy supply and the fertilizers, because I don't know if how many people know, but on the long term will be a problem, because almost 80% of the fertilizer, Matt, they are controlled by China. Yeah, so they are dictating this market, let's say like that. Yeah, and it will be a problem in the future with fertilizer. Also a problem with the weather. Yeah, also problem combined with the diseases. Yeah, because also they affect like us about the disease. And I don't know why nobody is talking about that one, but I think on the long term will be a very big problem. And here, for example, if you have everything, and we need to find a way to also share with everybody, Matt, because I think it's not this one. It's a problem. It's a thing. It's not a thing. I don't know how to pronounce myself, but everybody need to be to know about this type of things, because here you have everything. Yeah, you have all the explanation, and maybe we can share our on our socials to everybody have access, because it's very, very important in my opinion. Again,
this is one of those things that's going to flow onto the everyday person, right? And it's going to start with the energy trade, and it's going to roll right through every one of those steps that you've got there, crop balance, and then it even goes beyond that, right? It goes into the into like the supermarket, so they're purchasing at a higher cost from the wholesaler. The wholesaler's buying it from the farmer at a higher cost. The wholesaler sells it to a supermarket at a higher cost. The supermarket sells it on to us at a higher cost. And before we know it, we're paying, $3, $4 for one banana, because it's rolling on, So this is a real thing. This is not just for traders to concern themselves with. This is something that's really going to affect us in our hip pocket with everyday living, and it's not just going to be banana, it's going to be sugar and corn and wheat and like everything, man.
Soybean, everything.
Beer. Orange, it's going to be beer because of the bloody wheat in the beer. Come on.
And the price of gas, buddy, it will start, all the time. It's starting with the price of gas, yeah? If the price of gas increases, everything will increase in prices. So it will be a problem in my opinion. And guys, you have here everything. I work on this one like more than 1 hour to put together proper understand how to read the market in the future and what to expect, and where also you need to go to take your information in the future. So guys, this one we'll share with everybody. Check our Twitter pages, check our Instagrams, our socials, and of course also here I want to create some type of small reel to post also.
I'll tell you what we'll do, Bogdan, as well, is we'll take this presentation of yours and we'll put it in the library for our free resources for the community. So if you're watching this and you're not a member of our free community,
perfect.
Join the free community, right? It's literally free. All it costs you is your email address. You get instant access into the community. There's a free resources section. You can jump in there. You can download this as well as anything else that's in there. There's lots of cool stuff in there. There's a macro dashboard that you get access to, position size calculator, all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And look, buddy, look for example here, corn and wheat is with red, direct risk. Very high. It's not high like rice and canola, it's very, very high risk. So we'll share with you guys this type of information. Study a little bit. You can download it, keep it there, and keep it for the long term, because in my opinion will be very, very useful. And again, I don't know why nobody is talking about. I think because it's important, this type of information to share with everybody, but these guys, the smarter people, they want to keep for themselves. People don't need to know too much.
Exactly, and because fertilizer is already such a huge cost for farmers out there now already. So So you imagine that the
Yeah.
cost of that's going to rise significantly. The cost of fruit and vegetables is going to rise a lot as a result as well. So there's a trade in it for us traders, but there's also something that we need to actually personally be aware of as well when it comes to our own hip pocket. I mean, we make a nice trade on some of these food commodities or whatever, and we bloody end up spending the profits buying the commodities in the first place. Like
Exactly, buddy. Exactly, and will be a problem because me personally, for example, from November until now, buddy, I take some banger trades on commodities, and also our community, couple of members, because everybody was shy in the beginning. I need to go and trade this because imagine how many people this type of trading is new for them. Yeah, it's very new. So they're hesitating in the beginning, but now I see more and more people that start trading this type of market. Is not, in my opinion, it's not a market to invest on long term. So it's not like buying Google stocks or Apple stocks or Amazon or SpaceX. Yeah, but you can take advantage about the direction where it is going. Yeah, you can short it, you can long it. So low leverage, high leverage, depends of your management risk, of course. But yeah, that's it I want to share, buddy, today with this one, because I think it's important. That's and now thank you, buddy. I work a little bit. This is also, you can find this one in our club. We share everyday information about commodities, about indices, about individual stocks, and how you can take advantage about this type of markets. This one today, what I share with you, it's only the commodity sections, and this type of images and explanation, like in this one, for example, you find it in our club every day. Because guys, it's worth it, and in this way you can take advantage. You find out every day which type of for example, companies, they share the revenue and this type of things, and you have an idea where you can go that and can take advantage about that one and trade it, because you can trade it with also spot, leverage, now tokenized versions on all the companies. So yeah, it's very good information, and again, you can find it in our club. So press that link in the description, guys. And buddy, now let's look a little bit, because it's crazy what is going on. That's the reason I interrupt you with your trade. I know, because you're telling me, buddy, I'm in gold long, and perfect play. Perfect play, buddy. Perfect. I love it. I don't know the reason.
A quick $500 profit there, buddy.
Yes, buddy. Good for you. Good for you. I love it. And buddy, everything moved. Not only gold, all the markets. Something happened, but now, we'll find out.
Before you get into that, mate, you know, how do you trade this stuff, right? Which is what you and I were just trading it on. We were just trading it on with our new partnership that we've got, right?
Yeah.
We got a new partnership.
Yeah,
so we'll just give that a little bit of a talk right now. Is we've got this new partnership now with TradFi, right? So I was just trading gold then on my TradFi prop firm account. You know, so we've got to deal with them for futures, right? Where you can trade anything in the futures market. So you can trade a lot of those different commodities and metals and other things, indices, a whole heap of different things, anything really that's on the futures market. And we've also got to deal with them on their crypto side of things. So they also have a crypto prop firm division, right? So you go in there, you put in the TM mastery code, you'll get yourself a 40% discount on that. And what we've done is we've gone and built, or we're actually it's built, it's just not, it's being tested and all that, but we're building ourselves a strategy calculator as well, where you can go into the TradFi system, put in which one of the accounts that you want to purchase, and put in what your current win rate is on your trades, how many trades a week you do, blah, 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 blah. And it will then give you a plan, a risk management plan and tell you how many trades it'll take you to get through the certification, and what your likelihood of passing the challenge is, right? So we're doing our best to help our community also get through these, right? So a lot of this stuff that you're about to talk about is available on that, and it's nice, 40% off. You pay $100, you get yourself a $25,000 account. You pay $150, you get a $50,000 account, and you get 40% on those. So it's pretty crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, but I'm very excited about this partnership, and I hope our viewers will take advantage about this account because it's important. And why you need to trade with your own money, you can trade with somebody else's money. So it's
like $500 just scenario. Gold, you get to keep 90% of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you paid $150 for the $50,000 account in the first place.
Exactly. And imagine if you're losing the account, you don't lose the exact amount of money. Yeah. So for example, if you're going with 50K, you don't lose 2,000, for example, where it's the down drone. Yeah. So you lose only the amount of money you pay. But in this way, I think it's very good for the traders and for our community because it's teaching you how to behave and to be teaching you how to be a proper trader. Because a lot of people I heard in the video, but I don't have the amount of money. I don't have 10,000 to trade. I don't have 20,000 to trade. I don't have 50,000 to trade. Now you have the option, and you behave yourself, follow the rules and everything, and especially what Matt and I we teach in our community. I don't see the reason not to take advantage about this platform. And especially for this one, this partnership we have now, because me personally, buddy, you know me, I'm using, and I tell our community in the how long I start using it. I think more than 2 years, and it's verified. It's a very good platform.
It is, and have a look at this, Bogdan. You can see here with the discount applied, $99.
Yeah,
you can get a 50K account.
Yeah,
$99.
Exactly.
Crazy. That's with the discount that's being applied on our code. So
crazy, buddy. Yeah, I love it. Me personally, I love it. I'm telling you, I'm trading on this platform on TradFi for 2 years already. I don't believe it, 2 years, Matt. And I never have problem because I tried a lot of them, Matt, a lot of them. Yeah, in the past, and you don't want to know which type of problem you have. Literally, you make profits there, and they don't give you the money. So it don't give you your wings, buddy. So yeah, at least this one I can guarantee you, they will give you the profits you make. Okay, buddy.
So show us a few charts, and then I'm going to just do a quick little 5-minute rundown on the changes to the proposed changes to the NASDAQ with their trading time, and then then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. I want to show only how we can take advantage about TradFi partnership we have now. Yeah, I don't want to go more in depth. Yeah, because it's no brainer. So okay. Let me show you, and also guys, you can have all your history there, like you can see here. For example, in gold, unfortunately for me, I'm not that lucky like Matt, because I put a limit order, buddy, and it didn't take my limit order. Was so close. Look here, go without me, very close. I was expecting to coming back and take my limit order, but unfortunately didn't take it. I scalped it there, but I'm okay, Matt, because look what happened in the market. I was taking that, so I take profits on silver. I take profits, sorry buddy, but I was, you know me, sometimes I cannot behave. I take profit on Russell 2000. I take profits on this one, on S&P 500.
So this is you being naughty and now confessing to our 15,000 subscribers that you are not following your risk rules. Is that what you're telling us?
Exactly, because I cannot tell you something else. You have the proof here, it's visible, so I cannot tell you, I didn't trade. No, you have everything here. And also another one, Dow Jones. But it was looking very juicy for me, so that's the reason. Now what I'm doing, literally nothing, Matt, and I think I need to cancel this order also, because I don't think it's going there. But after see this type of move, what is going on here in all the markets, you need to wait. Don't try to short it. don't try to long it now. Leave the market to breathe a little bit, especially to see what is going on now in US market, because this is the orb from yesterday, that area. Look how fast that one didn't care about nothing, didn't stop. So now we need to wait to see what is going on. And it's not valid only in this market. Yeah, look how the oscillators are looking, and I'm of 1 hour time frame. Usually I'm trading this market 5 minutes time frame, 15 minutes time frame. Yeah, but if you're going even higher time frame, now they try to make a reverse. Of course, a correction is coming. I'm expecting, for example, in this 4 hour candle now, it's a chance to coming back at least to retake 50% of on this candle. I need to wait to see how it's going to react in US session again. 15 minutes, first 15 minutes candle in US market in New York. I will have the orb. I will take action in that period of time. If I see something, yeah, I maybe I can go for some shorts or some longs. But for the moment, I don't know this. Very huge move. I need to wait to see what is going on. And also, I saw also look at Bitcoin CME. Didn't have the same move like in indices and metals and this type of trading, but still is here. Let's see how it will be. And guys, on this is the TradFi and TradFi version on this prop firm. Yeah, also you have the crypto version, but here, if you don't want to, and you want to, if you are not trading, let's say, all the altcoins in the world, yeah, because we have a lot of them. If you're trading the big boys, you don't need to go on crypto, for example, version, because you have here. But again, it's totally different. You have CME, so you have Bitcoin CME. So you have only the crypto which are listed on Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Yeah, so you can trade like a normal stock. So you have we have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, we have Solana, we have XRP, and Matt, Dogecoin, buddy. You can trade Dogecoin. yeah. So it's crazy what is going on, and you have different options. Yeah, for example, because here, if you want to trade Bitcoin, the normal Bitcoin CME, the position size is huge. Yeah, I'm talking about the minimum position size are 2 Bitcoin, 2 full Bitcoins. But you can trade micro. Yeah. So if you are not comfortable to trade normal Bitcoin CME, you can trade micro. And you have, like I told you, you have XRP. Yeah. Here, look how it's looking XRP.
Wow.
You have Solana. You have everything. You have oil. You have commodities. You have everything. Look at the list. I have it here. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. So yeah, buddy, you have a lot of options. It's very easy to trade. You have copper. Look, for example, of copper. Me, I will look personally on this one, buddy, because I like what is going on here. Let me hide this one, because I literally I saw it there. So look what is going on. Breaking this one. You know me how I'm trading, buddy. I'm expecting something like that, and I will looking for for a trading copper. So yeah, I like to trade here, guys. I'm trading every day. I'm not going that crazy sometimes. And yeah, the only problem, in my opinion, you need to have to behave yourself. Don't go too crazy. Look at gold, buddy. Doesn't stop. We put a very low take profit, but we didn't know. Nobody know about this move.
My take profit was to a previous level of heavy resistance there. Look at it. I mean, that's been a level of resistance, and you know.
Yeah. Now gold is very, very bullish, because let's see how will be from here. Remember,
I'll tell you a secret.
Our community. Yeah,
I'll tell you a secret. I'm still in my gold position on my BitGet exchange that I've been in for 10 or 12 days now. So I'm still in that.
Nice, buddy. nice. Yeah, because I know you tell me, good for you, buddy. I'm expecting this move.
Yeah.
Like that in the future. So keep it, buddy, because I told you my target. Yeah, I still have that target, 4,800 for gold in the near future, because here is the future chart. Yeah, and it's a little bit different, like you can see here, because if I'm going on daily time frame, I have this trend line like that. Yeah, so coming back retest, but it's a different chart on gold spot. Yeah, the candles are a little bit different. And look what I'm talking about. Yeah, look what is going on now, buddy. The line
behind.
was breaking today. Yeah, so look at this beautiful candle. Remember, I told a lot of time in our club for our community, if it's breaking this type of daily candles like that, this type of wicks with a full body candle closing on top, it's a high chance for gold to go and retest 4,800 area. So I'm expecting gold there. And yeah, buddy, that's it for the crypto. Here I don't want to go too much. Already in the next 50 minutes we need to go in I need to start the US session in our community. So guys, if you want more insights about what we can find today in US session, join the link in the description. We have every day free session per day. Asia, which Matt is in charge there. Me and Matt, we're doing together London session, and I'm doing a US session with other team members because we need to we're living in different time zones. So yeah, but that's it from my side.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, so that's the thing is, like, what we're super pumped about with TradFi is to be able to have a standalone crypto platform. They've also got the futures platform, but there's so much choice in there. It's really nice. The discounts are great for the community. And, you know, on the crypto one, you can also get instantly funded ones as well. You know, obviously the leverage isn't as great, etc. And you have to be careful of drawdowns more, but it's there, right? Like, you know, it cost me $66 to get a $5,000 crypto account, you know? So yeah, really, really cool. But what I wanted to talk about now, mate, was, you know, we've been seeing, you know, if you've been on Twitter in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, you've seen it everywhere about how NASDAQ is launching overnight trading, and the hours are going to be from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern, right? And there's something that's common about a lot of these posts is a lot of them, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them, people are going, the stock market is going 24/7, you know, TradFi has copied crypto, blah, 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 blah. This is going to be so bearish for Bitcoin. You know, you see things like that, right? But it isn't 24/7, and it's not going to be necessarily be bearish for Bitcoin either, right? So I just wanted to sort of like talk a little bit about that. And there's three things like that everyone's sort of, you know, everyone that a lot of people are getting wrong. And the first one is that it's actually 23 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? It's not 24/7. It's still Monday to Friday, but it's 23 hours a day. Now, there's going to be a 1 hour pause every single day between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, which is where they do their normal processing. You know, the same as the CME does every day. That's closed for an hour to do their processing and stuff, right? And it rolls over the trading information, you know, and then the whole thing will actually shut down on a Friday evening and does not come back until Sunday night, okay? So the weekends still stay closed, right? And that's the important thing that really matters. Now, secondly, the SEC actually approved this framework back in April. This is not something that's brand new. What's actually happened this week is the NASDAQ has actually put a date on it, which is the 6th of December. So that's another distinction that's not really there. It was kind of announced like, oh, the NASDAQ's going bloody 24/7, blah, 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 right? No, it's been announced previously. They've just put a date on it now. And it's 23 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? So they still need the market data plumbing to be put in place before they can go live, right? So they need to have some time to get that prepared. Yeah. So, you know, that's the thing. And then the third thing is, and this is something that no one's actually mentioned, is that there's already an overnight equity market that already exists, right? There are already alternative venues that have been taking overnight orders for years. And there's brokers like Robinhood, Interactive Brokers, that have offered these extended hours since 2023. So, and they're mostly serving the Asian market, you know, whose working day doesn't touch the Wall Street timeframe, you know, right? Like for me, we're coming into the opening of the NASDAQ and it's 9:20 in the evening for me right now, you know? So I live in the Asia time zone. I can't touch the NASDAQ unless I'm willing to stay up late. So you've got to come up with other alternatives. So, the NASDAQ is not inventing the overnight market. What it's actually doing is it's formalizing one that they're already actually losing money to. And that's the big thing, is they're losing money to these other markets. And that's why they want to get in on it. Because they want to follow the money. Because what's happening is TradFi trading, and that is becoming more and more popular. And foreign holdings of US equities hit around $17 trillion in the middle of 2024. And that is up 97% since 2019. So in 5 years, it is up 97%, right? So somebody that's in Seoul or somebody in Singapore who wants some exposure to NVIDIA, let's say, right now, they're either staying up late until 11 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. like me, or wherever they happen to be within the Asian area to get that, or they have to route that order somewhere else that's already open. And what's been happening is NASDAQ's been watching that flow basically leave and go to these other things. So here's a bit that is worth hearing, is that in their own filing to the regulator, right, the NASDAQ named their competition directly. And it's basically investors moving to platforms offering crypto with tokenized assets. Like we can trade the indices and things within the crypto space. We're trading, we want to buy, trade SpaceX or things like that. We can just trade a tokenized version of it, right, through the crypto exchange.
Yeah.
And other tokenized securities on a 24/7 basis, right? So they've named that directly in their filing. And that's a major stock exchange telling its regulator, right, in writing, that it is losing flow to crypto market structure, which is the market structure of 24/7, right? It's telling it, we're actually losing traction to this because we're old school business hours, blah, 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 but we don't need to be these days. So now there's like an obvious question, right, that you got to ask yourself, is whether the NASDAQ is out on its own here or whether the others will follow them. And of course, everyone follows, right, because the New York Stock Exchange as well has already has approval for extended hours, and it has filed for a 24/7 tokenized venue on top of that. Now, CBOE, which is the third big exchange, it's the Chicago Brokers Options Exchange, which is the third one. They're all heading in the same direction as well. And they're the ones that actually control the VIX. They're the ones that create the volatility index, right? So they're a massive exchange.
Yeah.
Why this matters is because if the NASDAQ goes alone in December, right, the overnight price discovery is going to be terrible, right? It's going to be shit. There's going to be no one on there, blah, blah, blah. So having one venue doing it's not really a market, but if you have the three big ones doing it, now you've got yourself a market, right? So that's what they're trying to do. So it makes sense, right? So that's the start of it. And one thing about crypto losing its edge is it's sort of half right? Because Bitcoin has had a genuine structural advantage because, when something breaks late at night, crypto is the only liquid market that can express a view on it. So you kind of get a head start or whatever on things. And we've often seen that, where you see crypto does something over a weekend and then everyone's like, all right, we're holding our breath to see what happens when the NASDAQ opens and things like that. And that's no longer going to become something that's necessarily as true. So some of that overnight reaction flow will have somewhere else to go, right?
Yeah.
So then there's the other half of it, right, where the NASDAQ is shut from Friday evening until Sunday night. So if everything else in the system goes near continuous, that weekend window becomes the only genuine closed period left in global markets. So you think about what that actually means, right? The crypto weekend price action does not lose its signal value. If anything, it actually gets sharper because it is the only market pricing the weekend at all. So if a geopolitical headline lands on a Saturday, Bitcoin is still the only real thing that's going to recognize that and move, right? So it's still a thing.
Yep.
So, and this is the thing that I find interesting, is that most of the crypto listed companies trade on the NASDAQ, right? Coinbase, Robinhood, Strategy, a lot of mining companies, they all actually trade on the NASDAQ.
Yeah. Exactly.
So now, from December, those guys are now live during the Asia session, right? So right now, if Bitcoin does something violent at 2 a.m. Eastern, the equity market physically cannot react until the New York Open. So there's a gap. But from December, that repricing happens immediately, right? You don't have these big gaps anymore, right? So that's another thing.
Yeah.
So what we'll be watching for is how that feedback loop changes and how Bitcoin behaves during these periods as well. You know,
I'm very curious, buddy. I'm very curious.
Does the gap and the repricing stuff get smoothed out more? I don't know. I don't know. But that's the thing that's worth watching, right? Really.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, buddy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Maybe it will be like in the last bull market. I remember all the action 2020, 2021, majority happened the weekend. So let's see.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's see.
Exactly. And what's going to be funny as well to see is that, you know, it depends on the liquidity of the overnight market. It could potentially take a bit of time for it to happen, but you might not see market orders being available. Several other types of things might actually be switched off. You know, things might get cancelled on you because of market volatility. It might be a bit more abrupt because of the liquidity levels and things like that. So those guardrails will be in there for a while. You know, so it's going to be a thinner order book potentially for a while. There's going to be wider spreads, fewer participants, and a much higher chance of violent moves, just like what we see in low liquidity crypto tokens. But it's going to be exciting to see what happens over a period of time and how that builds up, because what's really cool now is that, you know, for the first time ever, those Asian traders can now trade the NASDAQ at any time during their normal day, right?
Yeah.
And that's not something they've been able to do. So let's see what that means now going forwards as well. You know, because there's not, maybe off peak is not really off peak anymore, you know?
Yeah, buddy.
So anyway, the one thing I do want to say though to everyone listening is that, you know, having more hours does not necessarily mean more opportunity. It means more chances to take a trade you should never have taken, right? Like, let's be the devil's advocate here as well. And we know that with crypto being 24/7, sometimes we feel like we've always got to be in the market, but we don't always have to be. You know, and crypto's proved this, that, you know, we've had 24/7 markets, and it doesn't necessarily make you more profitable. It makes you, in a lot of cases, less profitable because it gave you more opportunities to be undisciplined. You know?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Let's see what changes, right? Remember, your edge is defined by your setup and by your system. And let's see what changes on the 6th of December. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, buddy.
Interesting, right? Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. Okay, I think that's it for today. In 4 minutes, I need to go in our club for the New York Open.
All right, mate. Good session. Thank you, everyone, for joining. As always, click on the link in the description for the free community, and you can grab that cheat sheet. We'll get it loaded up within the next 24 hours. Bogdan's commodities thing, his outlook on the fertilizer and the food situation. Yeah, and thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Bogdan. Have a good New York session, mate.
Thank you, buddy. And guys, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.